So you want to be an investor-friendly agent. So that means you're either a real estate agent who would like to add investors to your client base, great, or you're a real estate investor who's interested in getting their license. And in addition to using it for your own properties, you might like to work with some of your friends, other investors, and you might like to do that as part of a way to make more money to invest in real estate. I love both of these ideas and I've been through it. So my name's Jonathan Green. I've been investing for more than 30 years, and I remember what I wanted when I was an investor. Now I've been licensed as an agent for 10 years, and I've built a big business working with investors because of my background. And I had to learn the dynamic and change between being an investor and being an investor-friendly agent. And I had to think back on my own experience of what I wanted when I was just an investor working with real estate agents to look at on-market properties that I was looking at as investment. And what I found is that 99% of real estate agents, they don't know anything about real estate investing. So you're not going to get the best service. And they may yes you along, or they may point out things that are wrong, but they may not understand what your overall plan is. And if a real estate agent doesn't understand that you have an investment plan and that you're starting here, maybe with a house hack, then you want to move to a single family, or you want to move from house hack to house hack each year, that's something that they're going to need to know about. And being an investor friendly is exactly that as an agent. You have to understand what it takes and what the person wants in terms of building their portfolio, starting from scratch, growing it to the next level. And you want to be a partner in that, a collaborator, not someone who's just asking for business all the time. So, how to be an investor-friendly real estate agent is not simple. One, are you interested in investing in real estate, or are you already a real estate investor? If yes, keep listening. If no, skip. Find another niche, because if you're not even interested in real estate investors and investing yourself, they're going to know. And it's not going to be a thing that you're going to do well in if you don't also want to invest. The best investor friendly real estate agents are also investors and are always looking at properties. So showing extra properties that are dumps to investors is not a big deal, because they know lots of investors that if it's not for this one, it could be for another, could work for them. Just gives you a lot of different options. So that's the first thing you have to ask yourself. Are you even interested in investing? Don't do it. Don't try to become an investor-friendly agent if you're not interested in becoming a real estate investor or already are one. So where it starts is, where are you going to find real estate investors if you don't know any? You're going to go to local real estate meetups, because that's where real estate investors go. You can also do things like check in on flips when you see them partly done. They usually have agents, but you can just check in, see if you can learn about when they're coming on market. You might have clients for the flip. It's a great way to meet the crew. Sometimes you talk to the crews, you figure out who the owner is, how to make contact. That's like an advanced strategy. Your basic is just going to real estate investing meetups, meeting real estate investors that are there to network. So network means don't push your services. You certainly can tell people that you're a licensed real estate agent, but you don't want to start begging for business at your first meetup, because nobody's going to want you to come back. And if you don't know anything, what you're there to do is to try to learn. You want to learn what everybody's looking for, where they're looking for it. And if you have some expertise in that area, you just share your knowledge. And before even going to real estate meetups, you can actually start on BiggerPockets. So what I did when I just had gotten my license, again, I did have a background as an investor, so it was a little bit easier for me, is I spent 30 minutes a day in the forums on BiggerPockets just answering questions. I didn't personally ask questions, but I answered them. If I were you and I wanted to learn how to be an investor and also get into this investor-friendly real estate agent gig, I would be in the local forums for your area and the things that you like. Maybe you're interested in house hacking and working with house hackers. I would be in those forums answering questions if you really know the answer, without ever putting an ask in. Don't answer a question and then say, hey, if you want to work with me, one, you'll get banned from the forums, two, bad form. And then also ask some questions. Maybe there's some things that you want to know. You're going to take that activity on BiggerPockets. You're going to take it to real estate investor meetups in person. You're going to start to put those together with your own knowledge. So you, as you go, want to start learning how to estimate repair costs, because a real estate investor, the last thing they want to do is show up and know that the numbers aren't even going to be close on this for the price that somebody's asking it. And while you're starting to work on that, you're going to build relationships with all the wholesalers in your area. Not all real estate investors know the local wholesalers. So you want to be the conduit for that, be on all the lists, make sure you're getting the emails, and make sure you're vetting who's a better wholesaler against who's not that great and their numbers are terrible. So in learning your numbers, that just comes with experience, seeing a lot of properties, hopefully befriending a contractor so it can give you a heads up on what estimate on the costs are. I did have the benefit because I had been doing it so long, I kind of had an idea of what everything costs, but that's what helps me really now. I can be on site and somebody can say, hey, how much is it going to cost to put in the beam there? And I can say, well, it's $8 grand. I'm going to know the prices for everything. So I can walk through a house in 3 minutes and say, this is 65 grand. And I'm going to be pretty close. But that's something that took me 30 years to accomplish. You can do it in less time, but you also can't make stuff up, because trust is the number one thing that a real estate investor is looking for. Remember, real estate investors know 10 agents. They're on 10 drip campaigns. Don't ever put a real estate investor on an automated email campaign. It's never going to send them anything, and you're not proving that you're different than any other automaton out there. What you want to do is figure out where they want to buy, what they want to buy, and then you need to go find the properties. If you can bring deals to real estate investors, you'll prove yourselves invaluable. Even if you're the conduit between the wholesaler, you want to build those relationships and those. And remember, a lot of wholesalers are also investors. So you're trying to be someone who's involved in all aspects, building relationships on all the sides. And that's what's going to get your journey going with investors. Again, going back to the beginning, investors are great to add to your client list because they do more transactions. An investor, even on a small scale, maybe 2 deals, that's just 1 flip, buying the flip, selling the flip. 4 deals is 2 flips a year. Maybe you're helping them buy short-term rentals. Maybe you're helping them buy long-term rentals. I work with a lot of landlords. That means we're renting those properties for them all the time. We're finding the tenants, making sure we're putting them in, and we're getting those rental commissions as the agent. We usually end up getting both sides of those as well. So this is all part of what you want to do to grow it out. And remember, your average home buyer is going to move every 7 to 10 years, whereas a real estate investor could do 7 to 10 deals in 1 year. So if you're thinking, hey, times are tough, the economy's tough, my real estate agent business is down, maybe you should be thinking about working and being an asset to real estate investors, because they're still buying. They don't always use traditional financing. They have their own cash. They are sometimes not affected by the rates that are having the same effect on first-time home buyers or regular home buyers or people who are looking to sell. They're looking at it a different way. So if you want to know more about how to become an investor-friendly real estate agent, you can go on my social on Instagram at TrustGreen with an E at the end. There's a ton of information out here. There's playlists on my YouTube here about real estate investing and real estate agent business. Look at those. The playlists are great because you can go through the videos, pick out the ones that make sense to you. I hope this has been helpful for you. Take the next step. Be an asset to real estate investors, and your business will grow.